Every trend has an origin, one level where it was born. Today we read a complete uptrend defined by that single level, a bullish order block that forms at the change of character and becomes the trend's anchor. As long as it holds, the move stays alive. We follow it from birth, through a long markup, to one deep retest that tests everything. The chart opens in a downtrend, losing momentum. Price chops near the lows, lows that no longer extend, a market running out of sellers. This is a bottoming process, not a confirmed turn. Nothing is actionable here. A downtrend losing steam isn't an uptrend beginning. The market has to prove the shift with structure, and the next phase is where it does. Price breaks structure to the upside for the first time. The change of character, the first higher high in a bearish structure. This is the pivot of the chart. Before it, the bias was down. After it, the question is whether a new uptrend establishes. But it does something more useful than flip the bias. It marks the exact location where the turn happened. And that location is where the anchor forms. Right at the change of character, a bullish order block forms, the green demand band, the last down candle cluster before the move up. This is the single most important level on the chart, the trend's anchor. As long as price stays above this zone, the move that began here is intact. It's the line in the sand for the whole trend. Price launches off the anchor into a markup, a strong impulse to the first major higher high, candles solid and committed. The buying that formed the order block is now a trend, and the anchor recedes below as price climbs. The strength of this first leg validates the anchor. A weak move off the zone would cast doubt on whether real buying was behind it. This is decisive, exactly what confirms genuine demand. The uptrend establishes through clean highs and higher lows. Each higher low sits well above the anchor, confirming the trend is healthy and the origin zone is doing its job far below. The anchor is out of immediate relevance now. Price is making new highs, but it remains the defining level, waiting in case price ever pulls back far enough to test it. The second half of the chart is what happens when it does. As the uptrend matures, it pulls back repeatedly, normal trend behavior. The key observation, these pullbacks hold above the anchor. Price dips, finds support, resumes higher, each time staying above the origin. The trend breathes, but its foundation is never threatened. The anchor works passively here, as long as pullbacks hold above it. The higher-low structure confirms the trend, and the zone only becomes the focus if a pullback runs deep enough to test it. Then a sharp, deep pullback. Price drops hard from the highs, far steeper than the routine pullbacks, driving all the way back toward the anchor. The first test of the trend's foundation since it began. A drop like this is where most lose the trend. It's steep enough to look like a reversal. It shakes out weak holders and tempts a bearish flip at the wrong moment. But the anchor reframes it. This isn't a reversal until the anchor breaks. The depth is frightening. The anchor turns it into a clear test. The retest lands on the anchor, and the volume panel confirms it. The pullback into the zone prints on a volume spike, one of the larger bars on the chart, and the zone holds. That spike is the signature of institutional absorption, selling from the deep pullback swallowed by buyers defending the origin. Heavy volume in, then a hold and reversal, means absorption, not breakdown. The institutions that form the order block are defending it again. The anchor holds and price reverses up off it. The origin defended, the trend confirmed intact, the higher-low structure preserved. This confirms the pullback was a test, not a reversal. Had the anchor broken on a decisive close below, the thesis would be invalidated. Instead it held, so everything true since the change of character remains true. From the anchor hold, price resumes the markup and drives to new highs on strong volume. The trend born of the change of character, fueled by the order block, tested deeply and defended, now extends to fresh highs. The anchor carried the whole move from origin to continuation. It launched the markup, defined the thesis, held the one deep test it faced, and enabled the resumption. A single reference level for the entire trend. 3 things to carry from his chart. The order block at a change of character is the trend's anchor, not just another demand zone. It's the origin of the move, and reading it that way gives one reference for the whole trend. A deep pullback is a test, not a reversal. Until the anchor breaks, watch the level, not the depth. And the deepest retest that holds on a volume spike at the origin is often where conviction is highest. If reading charts this way is useful to you, subscribe to CHoCH for a new chart read every week. That's the best way to keep these in your feed.